Hi, Otafest listeners. Welcome to the next episode of the podcast. We're like a month late, technically speaking, because technical issues.
Stuff happened.
Yep. But yeah, here we are. I'm Jay.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Alfred.
And this is episode 32.
Or 31 if you're listening. I don't know.
For all logistical purposes, this is episode 32.
31 somewhere. It's gone.
It lives on in our memories.
Yes.
And like it totally does exist, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not like we were just lazy and just didn't want to record an episode.
So for those of you who may or may not want to use Audacity to record podcasts, I will tell you the lesson I learned over the last 2 weeks. When Audacity records files, it splits into a couple thousand 6-second segments, and there's one index file that tells you how to put it together. If that index file gets corrupted, you're screwed. That's exactly what happened to us. So,
Jesus.
yeah,
It's a puzzle.
Yeah, it's a 1,126 piece puzzle of 6-second audio segments.
Is that the most efficient way it could be doing this? Because that sounds very...
I see you. I understand why it does it. I understand why
I get it, but
it.
it's also like... Yeah.
It's anyways, we'll be talking about some stuff that is from our previous episode.
Yeah, but we're not going to recap the episode entirely. So, yeah, I don't even remember what we talked about entirely on that episode, so I guess it was uninteresting anyways. I don't know.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'll do news. Should I do news? I'll do news. Okay.
News.
All right. So thanks to everyone who came and visited the Otafest booth during Calgary Expo. We had a majorly hectic weekend meeting new people, seeing old friends, and spreading the Oto love to all the nerds out there. Whether it was taking pictures with Pikachu or playing our Nintendo Switch. Thanks again for all the love. In case you missed it, we're excited to announce additional guests for Otafest 2017. First up is Pin Game, a hard rock / electronic rock duo straight from Japan. They're an indie band.
Yeah.
Kind of unknown, but
they're actually they're very chill.
They're chill, yeah.
You can check out their YouTube video.
Yeah, but we kind of want to give a little more exposure to more underground Japanese music, so that's why we got them. Reika Arikawa, international Japanese cosplayer. She's
less underground.
Less underground. Probably needs less of an introduction. Crazy good cosplayer. Probably one of the more prolific modern Japanese cosplayers.
Yeah, I was like, prolific?
Yeah, you said prolific.
Prolific.
You said prolific.
I did? Oh, okay. Oops. James Landino, a composer for video game music, so former Harmonix staff, I believe.
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff.
Done music for Ruby, has done music for...
I want to say Guitar Hero.
It was like Rock Band or something.
No, not Guitar Hero. No, don't say Guitar Hero. Rock Band is Harmonix. Okay. Guitar Hero is Activision.
My bad.
So yeah, Rock Band 4 was his last Harmonix credit, I believe. Has done music for some Sonic fan games, I think, as well. And finally, a local DJ, Witch Doctor, who mixes EDM beats with Asian influences. I had never heard of this guy until we had him posted on the announcement page. And I've
seen his name around before. I've heard a couple of things before.
Yeah, but like I clicked on his SoundCloud and holy crap, that stuff's my jam.
Yeah.
I really like it. So it's really chill, down tempo type stuff, but it's relaxing, but like it's kind of hip hop influence. I really like it. So
it's going to be a good time this year. Like,
yeah, we got a good variety this year too. So, Witch Doctor will be opening for James Andino, I believe. So like he's going to be the first block, and James Andino will be the second later block for our Friday night dance. So full details of go away Windows 10. Oh my gosh.
Full details of our guests.
Full details of our guests can be found at otafest.com/guests.
Yes.
So we're also announcing additional content as part of our 24/7 content during Otafest 2017. Pip's Board Game Cafe will be joining us, so you'll be able to stay up to the wee hours of the morning playing your favorite board games or playtesting new games.
Playtesting new ones.
Yeah. Additionally, we'll have
hard.
Yeah, a bit. Additionally, we'll have AV rooms marathoning your favorite series and more to come. Pick up an Otafest 2017 weekend pass for only $55. It's $5 at the door price. You could have saved more if you bought earlier, but now it's $5 or nothing. We'll see you all at the Telus Convention Center on June 30th.
I got a little passive aggressive there.
Yeah, a bit. A bit.
That's what you get for not buying them earlier.
No, I straight up make fun of people for not getting it earlier.
Yeah.
Well, when like for the people who were at Calgary Expo and didn't buy your passes, like that was the best chance that you could have gotten, because
save money,
we were just literally giving stuff away.
Yeah.
We were giving away raffle tickets. Raffle tickets were for prizes
5
at the
raffle
booth,
tickets that you could have
and they were for
distributed.
concert tickets to the Final Fantasy orchestra that's happening in May. That like there were like plushies. There's like more Otafest stuff to be won and all that stuff. And by the way, if you were there and you entered your stuff, we've already done the draw. So if you've been contacted, that means you won. Hopefully you responded. If you didn't respond or you weren't picked, I'm sorry, we didn't contact you. But we'll always be holding more contests, either through our social media or through basically any other booth contest. Like we're always trying to engage with you guys. So just pay attention, and we'll give you chances to win sweet stuff.
But yeah, well, I've been making fun of people not picking up their passes early on that little blurb for like the last 3 weeks. But like, you know, if you had waited till Expo, you probably would have gotten a better deal anyways. So maybe
yes and no. It depends because we were selling at 45. I think was the earliest price point.
Oh yeah, 45 at the earliest, I believe.
Yeah,
but then
like that.
So you could either like, and then we were selling 50 at the
50
Expo.
at the Expo,
And then
along
online,
with a
still
bunch of other
55.
free stuff. So yeah, you would have paid $5 for a grab bag pin, which is worth like $20.
Yep.
Right, and then you would have gotten 5 raffle tickets, right? So yeah,
Have you? I just wanted to go back really quickly. We were talking about 24/7 content, and Pips is coming up to us. Have you been to Pips?
I have been to
Pips.
Pips. Yeah, it's
Yes, you have for both.
No.
She hasn't. I have.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's pretty. It's a nice little place.
It's a nice little place. Yeah,
It's up in Marta Loop.
Marta Loop.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
I was gonna say Mardi Gras. It's up on Mardi Gras.
No, it's a Marta Loop close to where I work, and it's it's like they have good food too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's a pretty chill space. They're going to be running all sorts of stuff in terms of like board game related content. So the reason why I'm singling them out and why I think it's cool, not just because they're partnering with us. There's a lot of clone businesses popping up. One of them is like locked rooms. You're seeing a billion.
I wouldn't
locked
say
rooms.
clone. It's like it's just a bubble, I guess, right? That like people, or like a trend that people are capitalizing on. Yeah, like I get what you mean though.
Yeah,
Like
in Calgary, it started with like I think board game bars, but now it's board game cafes.
Right.
And Pips, to my knowledge, is the first board game cafe in Calgary.
that's exclusively dedicated to that. I think.
Yeah.
They were one of the first, at least. Yeah.
They're very dedicated to what they do. I really enjoy the energy that's there. I've been there a couple times.
No, I mean, like, there's other bars and stuff that do board game nights and like magic nights and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
Trivia
there's
nights, stuff like
Dickens, which does a whole bunch of different things, right? So,
But I think it's kind of cool that, generally speaking, there's the general acceptance of like nerd culture is great. I mean, like it's good. It's a good time to be alive.
Now we just need a video game one, like the one Vancouver has, EXP in Vancouver. If you haven't been out of Vancouver and you haven't gone to EXP, that's a great place.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that I don't see anything particularly unique about that because we've had that before and it used to be called arcades.
No. This is a bar. It's a bar, and it's also like they got themed food and themed drinks, and it's really fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not an arcade. It is not an arcade. It's a video game themed bar.
Okay, is it console game? Like what kind of
console gaming,
arcade?
arcade gaming? They run fighting game tournaments. They run they do run like Jackbox type games as well, just on like fun nights and stuff.
But the thing is, like Calgary zoning laws.
I know that, but still, it's like EXP though. Like maybe they'll see the potential of something like EXP in Calgary and they'll get around laws. Maybe. There's always loopholes, right? So
to my knowledge, the reason why about the zoning law thing, it's because I think it's related to AGLQ. Or AGLC, which is Alberta Gaming and Liquor Commission. So,
it is.
Like gaming, when we think gaming, like you and I are probably thinking like, oh yeah, Zelda, and like why would there be a commission on that? And it's like, no, we're talking about like when you go to a casino and there's those VLTs, like the what do you call it, the one-armed bandits,
slot machines and stuff,
slot machines, and like it's related to that. But for whatever reason, I think it's mostly Calgary's specific like problem that they've kind of lumped in a lot of stuff. Like that.
And
like,
no,
it is in Alberta. Like the AGLC stands for Alberta, so they're part of the issue. But Alberta or Calgary also, as a municipality, does decide on how they dish out.
Well, EXP did run into the same issue. They used to have consoles at the tables, and they had to remove them from the tables. So the mere act, and they used to charge for game time or something like that. But like the mere act of actually allowing consoles away from the tables and actually letting them be free to play at all times, that actually was okay. So you know what? Like again, like I think you gotta find the loopholes, right?
Yeah,
and capitalize on the market that it does exist. Because obviously cons are very popular here in Calgary, right? Yeah. Like, I mean, Calgary Expo got what? 95,000, which is actually a drop.
Yeah, they dropped about
which is actually
6,000 or 7,000.
6,000 or 7,000, but that's still ridiculous numbers. 95,000.
Yeah, like putting in perspective. I mean, that's our con. Like 6,000 or 7,000.
Yeah,
that's our number.
That's Otafest. Yeah, is equivalent to Otafest. Yeah,
right. Which is like, and it's like, well, they still got almost 100,000. It's like, but that's still almost 10% of their numbers.
But yeah, I mean that's a trend with any con in North America right now, though.
I think it's like, cons in general,
yeah,
because it's people
economic downturn for one thing, but it's like
frickin'
we always forget.
But I mean, like the oversaturation is one thing, but it's also, and I'm not trying to piss on people's dreams here, but there are such a thing as amateurs running shit too, and like when something goes bad, everyone else looks bad.
Yeah, it's that's true.
And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you might have heard of something called Fire Festival.
Yeah, I have not
Fire Festival's hilarious.
What is that?
It was
have you heard of DashCon?
Vaguely.
It was the DashCon of music festivals, and it was
DashCon was run super poorly. It was like a Tumblr con.
It was a Tumblr con.
It was
a con that was organized completely on Tumblr and like funds.
You remember like the
Tumblr.
thing about what is it?
The ball pit,
and
stuff like that.
That was DashCon.
So Fire Festival was like, you think you could be the worst run con ever, or like festival ever? Hold my beer.
No, but it was basically a music festival. So we'll say Coachella, but it was held in like the Bahamas, right?
So it was super exclusive.
Was this like, it was like, it was like $1,000 for a ticket or something?
Yeah, something
for, like,
ridiculous.
$12,000 for a non-VIP package, but it was like a package that included
I read something
food
about
and stuff.
that.
Yeah, so your beachfront like villa was actually just a disaster like relief tent.
Like a tent,
like a disaster relief tent. Your
like an actual, not like it was an actual
disaster
and
relief
gourmet
tent.
Food was just like a cheese
sandwich with nothing.
Yeah, because the
else.
original caterer, to their credit, like they had a caterer, they pulled out.
Yeah,
but what do you do with the money? Because like
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you
luggage,
still have money. Why couldn't you just push your thousands of dollars?
Yeah, all your luggage, since you didn't have a hotel room, all your luggage was stored in like storage containers that you put on ships and stuff.
It was insane.
What else? There's other stuff too. Your personal belongings locker, like the lockers you get at the pool.
Yeah.
They didn't provide locks, and they neglected to tell people to bring
I
locks.
want to point out like the whole thing I said about like amateur like organizers. I'm not saying you have to be a pro to do it. Like a lot of cons.
Well, we're not
run
pro.
by amateurs,
I wouldn't say we're pro.
No, but in the sense of like experience, especially in the scope of what you're trying to achieve.
Small.
Start small. There's no harm in starting small. And the reason why I'm pointing out like the point between like amateur and pro or like well understood versus like like just starting out. Mm-hmm. One of the organizers, I believe, is Ja Rule.
Yeah, it was
Ja Rule wasn't an organizer. Ja Rule was a sponsor. He was a promoter.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like he has like his fingers in this, right? Like it's on his part of it is on his brand.
Well, that's why he actually took responsibility for it.
Oh, he absolutely did. And
despite the fact that like he wasn't actually responsible for any of what happened, right? Because like he just put his name on it. That was it. But apparently I've been reading some articles about this. Like the organizers at some point realized they were going to fail and fail hard, right? So like there's going.
Why
by the way,
can't you just cancel?
Pride,
yeah. And by the
way,
there is going to be a James Franco movie about this already. I think they've already announced it. So, but they basically decided to go like, you know what? We're just going to spend all this money and live like kings for like 2 months, and then we'll just face the brunt of the outlash later. And then that's what they did.
So, humanity baffles me
sometimes. But yeah,
all right.
It's kind of okay. But your point about starting small, it is kind of tough though, because even small cons are feeling the burn right now. Just because it's
because they have even more external pressure.
They're small. They're just starting out, right? Yeah. But like, there's a small con that you should check out though. SuruCon up in Red Deer. They're very small.
What a segue.
Yeah, but they are like their third or fourth year running now, I believe.
I think it's the fourth year.
Fourth year, and they got a cat
growing up
cafe.
so quickly.
They got a cat.
I was
cafe.
there for that. I've been there every year.
Yeah.
Will there be real cats there?
Real cats.
I don't want to be like
that you
I don't
can
want
pet.
to be like rude. So Brittany, like you're gonna have to forgive me. But when the first year that so it was like Sean Hansen and I, El Presidente Sean and I went up to SuruCon. I don't remember why. We're just like we just heard about a con in Red Deer and we're like, yeah, we're cool. Like let's go network, right? Like we don't expect a whole lot, and it's not because like that's because it's SuruCon or anything like that. It's just literally like it's a first year con. If you expect a lot, you're already going to let yourself down, and you're going to almost hurt your own perception. And maybe if you communicate, especially to the organizers, that you're like, we expected more. Like that's not cool, right?
That's
like
not,
it doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's not useful, right? And it's
Yeah,
not
like
realistic. But yeah.
So we went up there, and it was like it's fun. Like I like small cons. Like I remember when Otafest didn't like I'm not even that old at Otafest for that stuff. Like 2,000 people was when I kind of joined.
Yeah, around there.
But like SuruCon gets about I want to say about 500.
Two to 300, I believe, was their
Oh.
last numbers. But like they're probably going to get a lot bigger this year just because of the Cat Cafe. That's going to bring in a lot of traffic.
They're aiming,
Yeah.
And but the first year, like it was just like they were running little panels. They had like an idea of like what they wanted for like a cafe,
Dude. But I mean,
like they were still threshing out.
I mean, hey, first Otafest though, 100 people, less than that maybe.
I think it was probably less than that.
Less than that, yeah.
Like there's no harm in. That's what I mean. Though.
So
like,
their first year
there's
did
no
better than
shame in
Otafest
starting
first
small.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, just be realistic about what your expectations are, right? And like look at where it's gotten them, right? Like for a con as small as SuruCon to be running about like their fourth year running.
Brittany was so frantic the first year.
Yeah.
So frantic.
Yeah,
it was adorable, but at the same time now I'm just like she's.
chill
But you
out.
can see that she's a con runner now. She's nice and jaded.
Yeah, but I mean, like
She's a pro.
I mean, like again though, right? It's like for a con like SuruCon to be running their fourth year in a row, that's pretty damn successful. I mean, especially in Alberta where the economic downturns hit.
Yeah. And they have a really young
a lot
organizing core as well. Like
well, yeah, they're held in high
like
school,
23 and under, basically.
basically, yeah.
25 and under. I know James is 25.
Yeah. So who's going? I'm going.
I'm going.
We're all going.
There's actually going to be a significant portion of us going.
Yeah, okay.
Some of us are going to be, I believe, SuruCon volunteers.
Yep.
Some of us are going to be Otafest volunteers manning the table, so you can visit us there. I'm going to be paid to be up there. Because I'm not really doing con stuff. I'm doing Quidditch stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
okay.
But I'll be around.
Yeah.
And if y'all hurt yourselves, I'll fix you up.
Cool. Yeah. But I don't know. They also have the benefit of being right between Calgary and Edmonton, so they can kind of skim off.
Oh,
They
yeah.
can and they can't.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they offer the exact experience that any of the other larger cons around them do.
No, of course not.
But with that being said, like if you're looking to go to a small con or if you've never been to a small con, which is actually a very like it's a likelihood for many con goers in this day and age that they've never gone to a con that's less than 1,000 people. Small cons are great because you have this sounds weird. Because you have less things to do. You have less things to stress about. You don't have to compete for photographer areas. You don't have to compete for attention. You just are there, and you should just have fun.
Just enjoy yourself.
Be there to be there.
Yeah, and but I mean, the thing is though, their audience is kind of like hardcore congoers and like local Red Deer people, right? But like if you're a hardcore congoer, you are more likely to travel for a con, right? You're like because if you're just a casual person, you're just going to go to Expo and Otafest.
I just dropped my phone.
Yeah, you're just going to go to Expo and Otafest because you're a Calgarian, right? If you're casual, but like if you're like the top 30%, like crazy like us,
I was
right?
like 30%.
Well, I mean, like I think about 60 to 70% of like people who go to Otafest are casuals. They don't
Filthy casual.
like they're not willing to travel for a convention.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like versus you look at us who have like like I just got back from Seattle like a month ago, right? For SakuraCon. I'm going to Montreal for Otakuthon in July, August, right? So like I mean,
Wait, where are you going?
Montreal. Yeah. Well, okay. It's also a vacation.
Dude, Montreal's so fun. Have you been?
I've never been, and
it's a great
and that's why I'm going because
take your time and enjoy the city. This is not like I know that you get kind of frazzled sometimes by con stuff, and like this is easier said than done for you maybe, but honestly, try and take some time.
This time's gonna be a little better. This time's gonna be a little better.
Take more. Are you gonna go for longer than the con?
Yes,
duration?
because Sarah has done like exchange programs in Quebec and all that, and
Quebec.
Yeah, she's got family in Quebec, and but like we're gonna do like a 2-week thing in Quebec basically. But the con's in the middle of that.
Good time.
Yeah.
Visit Quebec City if you can.
Oh yeah, we're going to Quebec
It's
City.
close by.
Yeah, we're actually booking hotels right now. She's texting me about
Nice.
hotels and Airbnbs and stuff. But anyways, yeah, it's
It's a beautiful city.
yeah. But no, and that kind of brings up a point though. We're having a ton of trouble finding accommodations that are cheap enough
Right.
and within walking distance. So she's gonna be wearing her Widowmaker costume in
Widowmaker.
downtown Montreal.
It's a little shady.
Well, no,
Well, I mean,
she'll be
for,
using
like-
her French accent.
yeah, exactly.
She'll
But
be like, "Hello, I am Widowmaker. I am looking for a place to bed tonight."
a place to bed.
Yeah,
Person to bed. Oh, well.
Person to bed. No, but she's
Alfred, you're on. Good luck.
but the thing is though, in a costume like that, right, a 10-minute walk downtown is still
rough.
is still rough, right? Even though it's 10
How
minutes.
high are those heels? Like
Pretty high.
20 inches. Let's
Oh,
go
yeah.
on.
It's pretty bad. And she's gonna be painted blue. She'll
Yeah.
have her like rifle,
Sweating.
right? She'll have her rifle, so she's gonna be carrying a con prop downtown, right?
Yeah.
Is it a hotel con? I don't know anything about
Hotels are
Otaku.
$400 because it's in downtown Montreal.
No, but
right?
is the con?
It's a con in a
no
hotel.
A hotel.
No, it's in the convention center.
Oh, okay.
It's in the Palais de something. I don't know. It's
I'm sorry.
French.
French is not so good.
French. No, it's not. You know,
It is not bien.
ironically, I went to a French immersion school and I still suck at French. So, anyways,
Wow.
Have you retained any of it? That's the question.
well, I wasn't actually in the French program, but I was,
Okay,
I was
well, there you
constantly
go.
It'll be
exposed
like
to.
He was
it'll be like
adjacent
J
to
Maple.
them.
Yeah, I was
J
constantly
Maple,
exposed to
Alfred
it. So, yeah.
Lamb.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
All fired.
But yeah, no, that kind of brings up a problem.
I'm sorry,
because,
French people.
because
I'm sorry for
that's kind of what I experienced at SakuraCon too. Now, like we went with a pretty big group of people at SakuraCon. It was like 6 people, right? I was one of the people who didn't enjoy the Airbnb because it was a 10-minute walk. I would prefer it to be like right there, you know?
Right.
And I would have paid to be right there, right? And I couldn't imagine people cosplaying having to walk like, you know, the like 5 or so blocks that we had to get through to downtown Seattle. So yeah. Anyways, I don't know. Have you traveled for cons before?
Actually, I think last year was the first time I've ever gone to a con outside of Otafest and CCE because I'm generally not the type to go to
She's
a
the
convention.
60%.
She's the
Yeah, and
60 or
it's
70%, yeah.
But yeah, I'm generally not the type to go to a convention for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Really, the only reason I'm at Otafest now is because I volunteered. And then I was like, oh,
Many
hey.
years ago.
Many years ago, I went for like 1 or 2 years as an attendee, and then I'm like, why don't I just volunteer? Because this is fun. And now I'm trapped.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And we love
Actually,
you.
last year when I did go to SeruCon, I was there just as an attendee, and then I just felt like I needed to help them.
So we ran
'Cause
the
they
maid-
were- yeah, so then I helped run the
literally
maid
ran
cafe.
the maid cafe. You're welcome,
yeah,
Brittany.
that's
You still owe me one.
That's honestly
That
how
one.
it goes down. Like Calgary Expo, I actually bought a pass, like a weekend pass, $110, right?
Yes, you did, and you.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I still,
then you
I
helped
still
and
went
he
to the
came by the
booth.
Otafest booth, and he's like, "This looks fun.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
I'd like
can
to
I help
volunteer."
out?
And we had these
Those
little
rough
aprons
times.
that Becca made.
Yeah,
and they
those
were
are
cute
great.
aprons, and
They're
we're
so
just like
cute.
engaging with people. We had a really good time at Calgary.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I just showed up and was like, hey, give me an apron. Like, I just threw it on, and like, I'm a paying attendee.
And you did this.
You know?
You did this multiple
times, yeah.
I
It
thought
wasn't
you
even
were
just like
just
you did it at
scheduled.
least once a day.
I was not scheduled.
Oh, okay. I was
paid
really
for a weekend
confused.
pass. I could.
Yeah.
That's why, like, I was kind of like, you know, knowing my boundaries. I was like, if anyone needs a break, I'll relieve
Right,
you,
right.
you know. But it's
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to stay there for like 2 hours. You
Yeah.
know, I actually do a shift, right?
I was
but
very
it's like,
confused when I saw Alfred there because I was like, when were you scheduled? What's happening? Why are
Yeah.
you here?
yeah, get out of here.
no, but see, I mean, it's kind of nice to keep it flexible like that.
Oh, yeah,
Personally, I just like it when, you know, like I can kind of walk in and out and be like, hey, you guys need help? Sure, awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and having been part of the AlbertaCon community now, you can kind of go anywhere and do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like SeruCon, hey, need help? Sure. Or like
I did that at Athon, too.
Or like Athon, it's
Yeah.
like, yo, I'm this person, and then they're like, oh, hey, I know you. It's
Hey.
like, can I help out? Yeah, sure. Here's a badge.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, but yeah, can't do that in Seattle. Couldn't do that in
Yeah.
Seattle.
It's a nice way to check out other
Yeah.
cons, but also, like, you're not ghosting. You're actually helping out. You're
Yeah,
not being
yeah.
one of those jerk
Yeah,
bags.
exactly.
Don't
So,
ghost.
just going back really quickly to
Yeah.
what you were saying
To
about accommodations.
travel and advice. Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
let's actually talk about that.
Because you were saying you're having troubles finding stuff
Yeah.
in for Montreal.
Right, yeah.
And we actually, so the episode that was lost, we actually had someone ask us on Facebook about basically what's the best way to arrange for accommodations for con travel? Because like there's multiple options, obviously. There's like, do you know anyone there? Number one.
Yeah.
sometimes for most people because it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the most cost effective option. Like when I
Same with
go out to
friends,
travel, what I would do is like if I stayed at a person's place, I would offer to buy dinner for at least one of the nights.
Yep.
Right. Like and
Yep.
because they're like otherwise we'd be cool for the most part.
Yeah,
And
if you
that
could- if
that's
you
gonna
got,
cost me whatever. Right. But I'm more than happy to do that because you're letting me stay over. And then there's Airbnb, of course, and
Yep.
then there's hotels, motels, and the like, right? So you were saying you were looking for hotels
Airbnbs
or Airbnbs in the area, but it's in
hotels.
downtown Montreal.
Yeah.
That's rough.
So hotels are rough. Airbnbs even are rough, but
Yeah.
like we found one good one, but it's, again, the Airbnb concept is like the host lives there with you, right? Which is like not the most comfortable thing for a lot of people. Like for me, like I wouldn't want the hosts to be like to be fair, we have a private room, but there was a common area, right? So basically the host is renting out a room in his apartment, and I'm like, how comfortable am I with that? I'm saving a lot of money, but it's still like $100 like something a night, right? Because it's downtown Montreal. The location is like unbeatable, right? So I don't know. It's tough to say. So I guess look at location, weigh what your priorities are, right? And then set a budget, you know?
And for like,
or set a budget first. That's probably a better thing.
Yeah,
to do.
setting a budget first is always
Yeah.
important. In terms of like, let's say room sharing, like if you're not going down with a significant other, you're not going down with friends, but you're okay with being at least semi-social, right?
You have to be
get
okay
like a
with
common
that,
goal
yeah.
done, which is finding a place to stay.
Yeah.
Like, we talked about this before as well with like post on community pages.
Yep.
Like, there's always Reddit. You can go on
Maybe
Reddit
Reddit.
and see if there's anyone in the area who's willing to lend a hand with that. You can go to their like the events Facebook.
Well, the events
page.
Facebook page, if they have a forums,
Yeah.
that's always the best. I used to be able to get hotel rooms in Vancouver just by going onto the AE forums,
Yeah.
Not hotel rooms. It was actually like people who were students at UBC,
Yep.
and they're like, "Oh, I'll be out of town for that weekend. You can have my dorm, basically, right?" So yeah, that was kind of cool. But just anything like that. Just keep
Communication is a big thing.
Yeah, I would almost advise against Reddit though. I would say like keep it within the community. Like keep.
Well, it depends on the subreddit too, because like
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
guess
I'm
so.
not saying going to like our
The Ether.
Vancouver.
and looking.
I'm saying going to like our like
'cause that's
Calgary Expo
yeah,
or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean?
That's
Like,
that's couch surfing at that point, right? But like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, but yeah, try to keep them in the community. I'd say so. But one thing that I don't recommend you doing, don't cram 9 people in the room. Please don't. That gets you in trouble.
what if that's my thing?
I don't know.
Were you
It's
gonna
like-
say fetish?
No.
Okay, let's just put it this way.
Excuse
And there's some practical concerns that you don't really think about until you get there, right? Like 6 people in one Airbnb, you think it's fine, right? It's a very spacious
Until
place.
you realize that 5 of those 6 people are cosplayers.
Yeah, and then
There's
there-
only one washroom.
Yeah.
No, there were 2 washrooms, which was fine, but there was 3 bedrooms, which was okay, and there was a huge kitchen area. There was 1 key.
Oh, that's a
Yeah, that was a problem. And we finally got a second key, but even having 2 keys was still an issue, right?
Right,
So it's
right.
like now you got to think about stuff like that, right?
Like
So-
sometimes you luck out, and the Airbnb like service you want to say is like excellent, and then sometimes it's just really not because
Yeah.
partly because like it can never just be them that's like your host that's bad. It's also your group. Your group plays into it. Like if you don't understand the needs of your group, which is like maybe like 2 bathrooms is a need for your
cosplayers,
group,
or like people who shower at night versus in the morning.
Exactly. Like
It's
if you don't understand that part about your group, and then you wake up in the morning, no one showered the night before, and there's 6 of you, and like
Waiting in line,
4 of them
yeah.
are cosplaying, like, and you complain that there's no time and there's not enough space. It's because you put this upon yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Right.
like, but I mean, to be fair, like you got to communicate that, saying like, like, hey, I'm going to be leaving early in the morning or whatever,
Yeah.
right? It's like, does anyone need to shower? Or
I shower at night. I sometimes shower in the day as well, before, like if I haven't whatever. But like
Speaking of showers, be clean. Holy crap, be
Oh,
clean
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
If you're going to be sharing rooms and like stuff, especially with strangers, people you don't really know but are part of the community, be clean.
And
Yeah.
just like if you're not the cosplayer in the group of friends or in the group of people that you're going to share the room with, shower at night. It's going to save you so much
time.
trouble and
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
For Otafest, if you're looking to travel down, we have room openings still available at
Yeah.
the Marriott Hotel.
Generally, I find that if a convention offers accommodations, that is probably the best choice.
Oh, absolutely.
It's almost always the most expensive choice, but it's the best choice.
It's probably one of the more expensive. It's going to be a top 3 in terms of expense, but it is worth it. The Marriott Hotel is a fantastic hotel.
I live in Calgary, and I did.
And we go, we
Yeah.
use the Marriott Hotel, and we're not talking about like discounts or anything like that. We pay for it, and it doesn't matter because as a con organizer, it matters to us that the distance is really short and the timing is really short. But B, it's just Marriott is a good hotel. They have great services. I believe some of our content's actually in the Marriott as well.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah. But generally speaking,
and it's more important if you have late night content at your con too, right? If you're planning to catch some of the late night content, having a room is just excellent. And even the dance, right? Like you're going to go with the dance. Right, like our dance is going to run till midnight at least, right? So, and it's like
imagining instead of having to drive out for half an hour, or something like that, or catch a train, what if you don't have a car, walked 50 feet, took an elevator, and then walked another
and
crashed
in a beautiful bed,
and then crashed? It's like it's awesome. So I mean.
You pay for your convenience.
Yeah, and it's like you can get ready at your own pace in your room if you're a cosplayer, and you don't
if
have
you're
to...
ever tired.
Yeah,
if you just need a break. Yeah. You go back to that room.
And Animathon, everyone knows how hot
you don't feel
Animathon
stranded.
gets, right? Everyone knows how hot and like sweaty Animathon gets, right? Yeah. It's like walk back to the dorm, take a shower, go back to the con. I've done that like multiple times as well. So it's like
to get that con funk out of you.
Yeah.
But again, we have openings at the Marriott Hotel still. I believe there's special pricing on that, so I would get on that if I were you guys until like May 29th or something like that. Don't quote me on it exactly, but it's still available. And then again, post on our Facebook group page. Like communicate with our community. Our community is a helpful community. You might not be able to find exactly what you want, but it's kind of like, again, you pay for your own convenience. Is what it happens.
Yeah, and again, some cons actually might have cheaper accommodations than others. Like ours is a hotel, but Animathon's at a university, so they have the dorms, right?
They have dorms, which are cheap,
like $30 a night, Like, but it's
there's
holy crap,
lots of
fun,
options
though.
because like
keep in mind, a lot of people think it's like $30 a night, it's gonna be like a gross dorm, right? Keep in mind, they're fun. Like you can like crash in a common room, you can just watch crappy anime all night. You can have like room parties, you can visit each other. It's awesome. So yeah, like
there's lots of options.
Yeah.
All right, we were talking a little bit about Calgary Expo.
Yep.
I just want to do a quick wrap up on that.
Sure.
I had fun.
So did I.
That's kind of the first and really, honestly, the most important statement. It's been a while since I've enjoyed myself as much as I did at another con. Not that other cons or whatever. It's just like the way that we kind of did things. If you came by, you'll see that we weren't just sitting around in the middle of nowhere, like behind a table, trying to peddle you like, I don't know, secrets from
like snake
the Middle
oil.
East. What? I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, that escalated.
But like, we never try to sell you snake oil. But the whole point is like, we had this whole open booth concept that we were working and trying out for the first time ever. You could come in and like come into the booth, and we had like a photo booth where you could take pictures with our mascots. You could take pictures with Pikachu. You could come play Switch, which that was my Switch, and people played the shit out of that.
Played 1-2 Switch and Mario Kart. 1-2 Switch is a great game, by the way.
There are some weird games on 1-2 Switch.
There are some milking.
Baby.
Milking is the best one.
But Baby, though.
Milking was okay, but Baby is a weird game. Did you look at Baby?
I didn't see Baby.
You take the whole console.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
And you've got the Joy-Cons on there because that's the motion control part of it, right? And then you have the screen, and the screen is a baby's face, and you're just rocking it to sleep.
So creepy. And in the video, she puts it on the bed and
there's no reason to have the TV. I don't understand why the TV needs to be there for that game.
It's so strange.
And then I picked up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is actually, Mario Kart is a fun franchise. It doesn't matter who you are. If you don't think that's fun, I don't know what to tell you about gaming, because it's one of the most basic tenets of gaming. It's been around forever. Of course, they've they've made it different with stylization and stuff like that. But overall, it's a very fun game. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is really well done. It's super well polished. The frame rates run really well. It has pretty much all the content that you want.
The thing is, though, it kind of also highlights how crappy the Wii U was. Like, sorry, Nintendo fanboys, because it's like it's one of the top selling games on the Switch right now, and it didn't move those numbers on the Wii U. Because everyone was like, I don't want to get it with you just for the scheme.
I also want to point out that, like, it's just... If you didn't buy Mario Kart 8, especially, it's absolutely worth the $80 it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a very fun party game.
It's packed with content.
You cannot really...
Ton of content. Holy crap. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, all I can say is, like, when we demoed it, because I picked up a copy on, like, the Friday, so we could play it.
Yeah.
So,
like, that was a non-mistake by any means. Like, it was definitely very, very fun to have.
So aside from the booth and, like,
What
playing the Switch, though, like, did you guys buy anything? Did you enjoy the con at all, or?
Yeah, the con, I felt it was... So, we know that the numbers were down a little bit.
Yep.
I felt like on each individual day, it was quieter than what I anticipated or have experienced before at Calgary.
Saturday was still crazy, though, but...
Saturday was still pretty crazy. I checked out the gaming area, as I am wont to do.
Yep.
I don't like the setup that they have. I'll be completely honest, but I think it's more of a personal preference.
Right.
I don't like the fact that it's set up right beside this kids area. For one thing.
Yeah, it was.
You literally have to walk through the kids area.
I thought it was a little better in the Big Four last year. I thought it was a little better there.
I'm not a huge fan of bleacher seating.
I liked that for the
where that
esports
was?
though, because it felt like you were on an esports venue and it felt like you were watching esports. I really liked
I'm
that.
not a fan of it. I'll never be a fan of just sitting in bleachers.
No, okay.
Right.
Like that.
Well, then how else would you do it though?
Just have regular seating.
Regular
like a
seating?
regular theater
Okay.
style seating.
All right.
Like, I don't know what to explain about that other than, like, it feels awkward as hell to be in a bleacher seating.
I don't know.
And there's nothing that you gain in bleacher seating except for the fact that you can
See the
stack
players
people more denser.
and you can see the players. Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know. I kind of liked it. It felt slick. I liked it. Jess.
Well, I only really checked out the Exhibitor Halls because I'm the vendor coordinator, so I was kind of schmoozing with some people and asking.
Whoa, boozing and schmoozing.
Boozing? No boozing. I can't booze.
No boozing.
Not on the job, 'cause that's not
Unfortunately.
professional. Yeah. But yeah, it was really interesting to see how they actually laid out, because this is the first time I've gone to Comic Expo since the TNG debacle years ago. That was the first time I went, and then that happened.
Man,
so
that was a great year.
I literally volunteered for about 20 minutes.
You noped out of con volunteering for a while.
Yeah, because TNG, the first time I went, and I literally only volunteered for about 20 minutes in admissions, and then we shut down. And then
you were
I was
like, this is nice.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just walk around. This is fine.
Yeah.
So I haven't gone until this year, but it was really interesting how they kind of like split up some vendors into multiple halls.
Yeah.
Because I was like a little confused.
New
But
Game Plus,
it
for
makes a little
example,
more-
had two booths.
Yeah.
One in the Big
Like the
Four,
way that Bimke
yeah.
decided to do it, he had his main regular booth, and then he had like a plushies only booth over
Oh,
in the Big
okay,
Four.
yeah. I vaguely saw it.
What I will say though is that I felt like they did Big Four better than they've ever done it before.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
I will, because it felt like a place that had more energy because of the kind of booths that they had.
Yeah,
That's
and
true, yeah.
Specifically.
and it was like, pretty easy to divert traffic upstairs from downstairs just because the food court was
It's
so
still
nice,
not
right? So-
great in the Big Four,
No.
I feel, but they have made strides to improve it. Something that I'm curious about, that it's not like I was going to just approach them about, but I noticed that their cosplay guests weren't super big this year.
No, well,
They
Who
focused
were
a
they?
lot
they
on
were kind of
locals.
put in a corner, in the Big Four. They had
I
a
just-
cosplay
I just
corner.
don't think
And
that
I didn't
they-
even see them.
Yeah, that's what I mean though. Like,
Yeah.
I think they just really don't focus on cosplayers. Like they're removing a focus on cosplayers. Like they're cool with the community as a whole cosplaying, but they don't care about it as
as an attraction
draw,
and a
as a
draw.
draw.
I don't think it's
because
yeah.
like the guests are. I'm sorry, I don't mean to crap on it, but it's just they're not at the same level of what their other guests have been. They've had Jessica Negri. They've had Yaya Han, I believe.
Yeah, but
they've had like bigger names, and now they're bringing in a lot of like local indie crew,
I
which is
think
fine to an extent. But you're also Calgary Expo. You should at least have
At least one big name.
yeah.
yeah,
So
but I
supplement
mean, like, I kind of find that okay. Well, if you're in the cosplay, you're into, like following other people, right? Because cosplay is a community, right? You have probably met or talked to Yaya Han or Jessica Negri, or you're probably at the point where you see them in every con, right? So why they need to be at every con? Like, I actually kind of appreciate the fact that it was like small up and coming people that really don't have gigantic followings, but still have large enough followings that you've seen their photos everywhere and stuff, right?
But that's I'm gonna point out that's the issue. that's really not the case. A lot of the cosplay guests that I saw from in terms of like their social media impact and like their followings, very low.
What about that FF15 guy? Like, if you're any part of the FF15 cosplay fandom, you know about Fairly Average Cosplay or whatever his name was.
I've heard of that name. I'm not even in the cosplay community. Yes, I've heard.
Yeah,
of him.
so I mean, like,
but that's like, is that really enough for what you think Calgary Expo's ticket price gets you?
I don't know the cosplay community, but do people go out of their way to see their favorite cosplayers?
Well, no. Like, you know, if you're going to a con, you're not going there specifically to see cosplayers as well, right?
Yeah.
And everyone goes to cons to see different things as well, right? And the thing is, if you're into cosplay and the art of cosplay, right? Like, maybe it is worth that $110 just to figure out how that one guy did this, right? Okay. Like, maybe it is. So
again, you know, being con organizing.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of factors. Like, it could be things like scheduling and stuff.
Yeah, it could be that.
Like, I understand. It just
I want to point out,
like it was put away to the side.
It was
in terms of not just like their actual guests, but like the
like
actual
physically. That's what bothered me. Physically, they were kind of separated.
So
that's what bothered me.
I don't like that.
No, I didn't like that. I didn't really mind the caliber of the guests. I didn't like them being shoved into a corner. But like the thing is, though, another thing I want to point out in terms of value, though, right? Like, these guys aren't going to charge you for an autograph, right? Versus you're going to pay $90 for a Nathan Fillion autograph. Right.
Nathan Fillion, for God's sake, he's from Alberta. Just go visit him at his house or something like that.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. Okay, but
no, but I mean, like, you say that like he's not like a normal person.
Yeah, I know, I get that, right? But
I'm not saying harass him. I'm saying if you have the internet, you can Google where his
fan mail, and
all I'm saying is
we're not encouraging this. This is really weird. That's really creepy. Don't do that.
$90 for an autograph.
I wanted to get a copy of Destiny signed, right? But like, and I'm probably like the one of like 3 people who actually wanted to go and get his autograph for Destiny reasons, and the other 2 are my clanmates. But anyways, like $90. I'm just like, I just really like the game, you know. Like, I just want your autograph. I just want to say hi, and it's just like, you know, there's a throng of Firefly fans in front of me. I'm just like, okay, yeah, screw that. No, not worth it. But I did put that $90 towards other stuff. I bought this shirt, which is pretty cool. From BB Sama.
Everyone can see it. This is an awesome podcast.
Oh, yes. Hey, they're,
it's Initial D. It's Initial D shirt. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. And it's
I saw a skyline. I did see that too. I saw a nice white skyline the other day, just driving around Calgary. I'm like, it had a roll cage in it.
R32 or R34?
34.
Nice.
Yeah. It was up in right around the top of Shag. Like, it was in Edgemont. It was right around Edgemont.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I got that, and I actually bought a bow, like a functional bow. Yeah.
Well, from the booth, I was like 80 feet away from Otafest.
Yeah. So so Ivory Forge sells cosplay bows. They have Link's bow from Breath of the Wild, and it is functional. It works. You can use it on the range.
Is this the one in Big Four, or was the one in Hall D?
Hall D.
Okay. That's the one I'm thinking about. They had the Daedric bow.
Yes.
They had like they called it like Elven Recurve. But really
Recurve. It's a recurve. No, it's actually a horse bow, apparently. But
sure, but I mean, like, there's nothing that makes it Elven.
Well, it resembles the shape of the bow from Lord of the Rings, which is why people do it. But
Legolas.
Yeah. So I got one of the Elven Recurve ones, and it's a lot of fun to shoot. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's I was surprised. It's a great bow.
Did they give you arrows?
No, of course not. No, they gave me a string. Where they didn't give me arrows.
Can you like buy arrows from them?
No. Oh God, could you imagine if you could?
Where are you getting arrows then?
Bass Pro, Walmart.
Okay.
Like,
you're getting like
Cabela's.
Yeah, I see.
No, like
I didn't know if I just didn't know.
Well, arrows are standardized. Arrows are standardized, right? As long as it has a knock on one end, you can shoot it, right?
So, I guess that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, like,
cool.
What's the distance? What do they mark at the distance?
I haven't shot it outside. I've only been able to shoot my base.
Shooting them inside?
Yeah, archery ranges in Calgary. And
okay. I thought you were like just at your
house.
girlfriend.
Well, okay.
Like, I thought you were a mountain house.
Oh, like at your girlfriend.
Well, I did set up a target in my basement where I can't destroy anything. So it's decent. It shoots across the whole basement.
A dartboard.
Though that's a good choice, actually. A lot of people do dartboards just for archery practice.
But I would think that the metal bits on a dartboard, like, you know, like.
I'm shooting into a wooden backstop, so that's probably not good for the arrows either. But it's like whatever, right? So,
anyways, it sounds like you had fun. I've heard some really good things about
Bought some SNES games and stuff too. Yeah, so yeah. But yeah, it's great. I liked Expo, and I actually got to sort of relax for once because wasn't doing video or anything. So yeah, that was good.
I felt like I said like I started off my composition with I had a good time, but then I shat on a couple of things, and that's my general experience that I have a good time by sharing things. No, that's not true. We had a really good time as a whole. I had a good time as a whole. It was just some things that I'll notice that I see and I'll be like, I don't like this setup, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the whole of the con experience was
holistically
bad.
It was a really good time.
Ooh, that's a good word. Holistic.
Education coming out of me.
Yeah.
Disgusting. We want to point out that today is Star Wars Day.
The date of the recording is May the 4th.
Yes.
Be with you.
I just want to also point out that the last recording we did was on 420, and now it's gone. I'm very sad.
We're very timely.
Up in the smoke.
Yeah, we're very good about
smoke.
Sorry.
No,
that was really good, but get out.
That's actually why it's missing, because it was
it's
on 420.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We made a few.
Got super high.
We made a few
and
mistakes.
He was like, you know what would be really good if I also edited a podcast while I was high.
Oh gosh, the file corrupted. How did that happen?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I was working on the podcast, but
So I've seen some cool things. Rian Johnson tweeted out a thing with he was, as of today, sitting in a studio with John Williams listening to the music.
Oh God.
Yeah, so like that was kind of cool. He was tweeting from in the booth and to say Happy May the 4th. Yeah.
Booth.
So that was kind of cool. And there was some other like Star Wars types of pranks and stuff. Not pranks, like tweets and all that. I want to give a shout out to Gareth Lipka, whose birthday it is today. And he's very sick of the Star Wars jokes, guys. Like, I'm so sorry.
Wait, does he like Star Wars?
No.
Though? Oh, that's unfortunate.
No, he doesn't. And like, he just gets completely forgotten because it's Star Wars Day. And it's like, and if people wish him happy birthday, they're like, oh, you were born on May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, Gareth. And he's just like, fuck.
I think it's I also think it's like maybe the 15th anniversary of Star Wars Kid or something like that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like
Okay. Oh, poor guy. I wonder how he's doing.
Star Wars Kid.
Wonder how he's doing.
I hope his life has turned out well.
Turn around, yes, since that.
I've just been looking through like a billion Imager memes.
Yeah.
Like
prequel memes gives me life. I love prequel memes. Oh my god.
There's one with what's that movie? Despicable Me. And there's like a little kid, like this is from the first Despicable Me, where there's a little kid who's like telling me a story from from Gru, and he's just like, "Will you read us a bedroom story?" And he's like, "No," and he's like, "Pretty please, fine." Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Actually, it's such a good meme because it's just like it's him and like a bunch of like three little kids, and he's just like, "Have you heard of the tragedy of Darth Plagueis?"
Our prequel memes on Reddit is the best thing ever, and they've repeatedly tried to upvote a picture of Senator Palpatine.
Yeah.
But tag it as the Senate. So whenever you Google Senate, you'll find that Senate.
So yeah,
find Senator Palpatine at the very
my favorite, or actually no, sorry, not my favorite. The exact opposite. My least favorite is any of the memes that have the red arm.
Oh yeah, the red arm memes are.
It's like you didn't recognize me because I have the red arm.
I like the so Jimmy Kimmel did a thing where he edited every Star Wars movie together so that they're all singing All Star by Smash Mouth.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
That was good. And I don't know, just prequel memes are amazing. I love prequels. I love the prequels.
I have nothing to contribute to this entire conversation.
Not a Star Wars person?
No, I watched The Rich Trade when I was like 5, and nothing after that. So I don't even remember what happened in the first ones.
You're a purist.
Even then, I'm like, I don't really remember what happened in the first 3 movies, other than Carbonate and.
And strangely enough,
Java.
There's actually a meme coming up with that one right now too, where it's like, what if all of Indiana Jones is just what Han Solo hallucinated dreamed about while he was in Carbonate?
There was actually an alternate universe comic where they meet, quote unquote. Indiana Jones was investigating a like Bigfoot in the jungle, right? And then it turns out that Bigfoot was actually Chewie, because Han flew through a thing like in space, and like he finds Han's skeleton in the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, and then Chewie's just in his grief is wandering the jungles as Bigfoot.
Chewie.
Another really good meme I saw is just Obi-Wan. He's given Luke like Anakin's lightsaber.
Yeah.
And he's just like, this was your father's. He would have wanted you to have it.
He also
he killed 30 kids with it. 30 kids.
Oh God. That's the best thing. I did see a really well edited video too, where it was the ending scene of Force Awakens, where Luke's on the island, but instead of Rey handing him the lightsaber, it's Johnny Wiseau from The Room.
Oh,
and it just spliced scenes in, and it's just like they made it look like Luke was on the island hiding from Tommy Wiseau, and finally, after 40 years, Tommy Wiseau has found Luke, and he's just like, the look sells it. It's amazing.
Oh man.
Speaking of Force Awakens and the new trilogy, though, Last Jedi trailer. Jess, you haven't seen it,
Nope.
right?
You haven't seen the trailer?
Nah, not really. I saw like bits and pieces, but not fully.
Oh, there's so much you can. Okay, so when Force Awakens came out, I went through the trailer second by second just to pick it apart.
Of course you did.
Yeah, and I
mean,
I did it with this one too.
Because I like Star Wars and stuff, but like I'm generally a casual fan.
You don't understand, okay? Like,
I don't. You're right. You're absolutely correct.
No, okay.
Ding 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 ding.
So yeah, like actually, as in like me and Sarah.
I was like, who is we? Okay.
Me and Sarah Sosik. Because like she's super into Star Wars as well. We went through the trailer second by second.
She only got into Star Wars like a couple years ago, though.
Yeah, with the prequels actually, which is interesting. So like a lot of people were like, "Oh God, the sequel,
whatever." She
the
had
original,
a good time. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly. The original trilogy is always better. It's like, dude, you realize the prequels actually gave us a whole generation of Star Wars fans. So like, you know, like they deserve
to be a fan just as much as you do.
Yeah, exactly. That's
all
like,
that means.
You know, that's
anyways,
all it is.
Into it with Sarah Sosik, not your girlfriend Sarah.
So picking apart the Last Jedi trailer. Thank God for the focus on, you know, like character development with Rey and stuff, and having Finn and Rey be separate. Like that was exactly what I wanted.
What do you mean by separate?
So, have you seen Force Awakens?
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
You haven't seen the whole one?
No.
Okay, well,
we should watch that movie.
Rey and Finn get separated at the end.
Right. Okay.
Right, and like
they were never together.
Yeah. But they get separated physically. And the thing is, this is going to be like Empire Strikes Back, where there's going to like be like two acts happening simultaneously, but in separate locations. I love that. That's
that. But does it just not fall into that concern where they were like, it's going to be Empire Strikes Back?
I'm totally fine with that, because Empire Strikes Back was a good movie. So, if you're going to copy any movie, you copy Empire Strikes Back. Really, like New Hope is good, but it's simple. That's why you can see all of the things that you copied off of it, right? But it's like, if it's Empire Strikes Back, that's such a complex movie compared to Hope, right? So I don't know, like it's still Star Wars. It's simple, but like, you know, in terms of the plot, in terms of how like the writing is done, it's all complex. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall it looks good. Do you have any predictions? Do you have a prediction?
I think Finn is actually, John Boyega's whole performance is actually going to be in that catatonic state. He won't be running around shooting, I think, for that half the movie.
We're going to watch a black dude just passed out.
No, but okay, so the shot of like the sand speeders or whatever, when they're flying with the red smoke, that whole shot, like, you know, it cuts immediately to a cockpit shot of Finn in, like, you know, sleeping and controlling the fighter with his mind or something, right? Mm-hmm. So like, you know, I don't think he's Force sensitive, but I think that's what he's like, you know, the hand that he's been dealt, basically. More Poe Dameron. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be awesome.
I'm down for. Look, I'm always down for space battles.
Space battles.
He is.
Holy crap!
He seems like a space battle kind of guy. So he's
the space battles. So I got giddy at the scenes with like the medical frigates, and they showed up again. I was like, yes. So
what do you think about the whole last line? About the whole like.
So that's.
There's only one truth. There's only one truth I know.
Yeah, that's what the Jedi have to end. Yeah,
the Jedi must come to an end.
I think that is going to be sort of like a reinvention of the whole Jedi and Sith concept, because as the prequels have shown you, the Jedi weren't necessarily right all the time either, right?
Well, no one's ever really just right.
So, but the thing is, the Star Wars has always been about good versus evil. There's no gray area, right? Versus now, it's like Luke is all of a sudden saying
that's not necessarily true. There is a gray area.
There is a gray area.
There's the Dark
Jedi. That's not canon anymore. But now it's going to be canon because of what Luke's saying. I think Luke has recognized that the Force is not a bipolar thing. It's not dark or light, right? It's just the Force. and you can take that and master it how you like. So he's going to be emphasizing free will. So I don't think Rey is going to be a Jedi. She's just going to be a Force user that can decide what she wants to do with her power.
She's a wizard, Harry.
Yeah, basically. so that's my prediction.
I like that interpretation. My general and like really simple thought on it is just like, there's always been this whole like again this duplicity, this whole thing about like black and white, yin and yang kind of deal, right? Yeah. And he's like, there can be no more Jedi kind of thing. It's like it could also be a recognition of the fact that it's like, as long as the Jedi exist, the Sith will also exist.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you go back to the
right, yeah, that's another really good interpretation. I really like that, because 0 plus 0 will be 0. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, like if there are no and that also ties in with what you're saying is like literally, if there are no Jedi, there will be no Sith, and there will be no Sith because there are no Jedi. Like it makes sense. It's very basic in a manner of speaking, but it's not wrong. Like if you there might be still different interpretations of it. I haven't looked up everything there is for like theories, but it makes sense.
I actually like that interpretation a lot too. So it's going to be like one of those two possibilities, I think, is what Luke is talking about. And yeah, keep in mind, Luke is not like a Yoda type figure, right?
No.
Well, Yoda / Obi-Wan type figure, and it's like,
what is it with Jedi Masters like secluding themselves so that like their future like
they have to
apprentice have to like come find them,
because they have to think. They spend a lot of time just thinking about the Force. That's why they know everything about it, right? No,
they don't just think about wandering. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, but you're like, first of all, I will commandeer the starship, and then I will fly away many, many light years. And
okay, well, Yoda was forced into exile for one thing, but yeah, still. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably the most intriguing thing to me about the whole trailer was that just what Luke's whole allegiance is going to be, right? If he's like more gray now, if he's morally gray, right, and doesn't believe the Jedi should exist, right, then a lot of other people, Force users in that universe, are going to view him as evil, right? But in reality, we as the audience are not going to see him as evil, right, but more reasonable.
I think Luke's going to die.
Luke is going to die. Yeah. Luke is going to die.
That's one of my biggest predictions, that Luke is going to die. I don't know how they're going to write out Carrie Fisher. But, like, I mean, she's obviously dead.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I don't want to be a jerk, but she's obviously dead.
Yeah, so
but I think that even with, like, any script rewrites, I think that, like if they panicked, it's like, oh, crap. Like, obviously, you know, like, I think the original plan was that Princess Leia wasn't going to die.
No.
And then, like, Luke was going to die. Now I think they're just both dead. And they might just be okay with that because it's kind of a new guard situation.
Yeah, and it's
because Leia, I don't think, like, I think it's been established that Leia is a Force sensitive.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, she is, yeah.
So if you but she still believes in the old concepts of darkness and light and stuff like that, right? She does, yeah. So she does, but she doesn't really adhere to the whole Jedi code.
No.
But she still, again, she participates in this whole fight between like rebels and the Imperials,
but see, she
stuff like that. She needs, like, if she's out of the picture, that's actually okay.
Yeah, agreed. And but Luke being out of the picture, like, again, he could always come back as a disembodied voice, right? And like, because
this is true,
because we know that's possible in Star Wars, right? So I mean, like, yeah, like, it doesn't matter if he dies. You know, it's almost inconsequential if he's dead or not. This episode, right? Versus like Han Solo doesn't get that luxury, you know. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot better of a movie than Force Awakens, because as much as I loved Force Awakens,
it tried so hard to be
something and yet still tread the same ground, right? Yeah. So
this movie can maybe be its own movie.
Yeah, it's not. Force Awakens is not as fun of a rewatch, right? It's not as fun of a rewatch as it should be. But like, so I really think this is going to be a better movie, and I'm really looking forward to what Rian Johnson.
And maybe Jess can watch it someday.
Yeah,
exactly.
Probably not.
Yeah,
probably never.
Really?
I don't know. I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch.
You don't think you and your boy are gonna watch it?
No, he went to watch the other movies without me, like, purposely, because he knew I wasn't, like, super interested. So
I'm down with that. I'm down with that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I think that's pretty much it.
Yep.
Or that's all we have time for, anyways.
Pretty much.
There's some of the stuff
we're going to talk about Battlefront 2, but, like, you know, we can talk about that next.
That's a game. Like, there's not a lot of stuff coming up for gaming right now because we're all waiting on.
We're all just waiting on E3. It's going to be an explosion of news.
Oh, I just want to talk about something really quickly. Actually,
okay, how quick?
There's a guy who bought a box of random Blizzard stuff on eBay.
Right.
Yeah, I heard.
I thought that was so cool.
Yeah,
like, you know, like, and that's bound to happen because old stuff. So okay, actually, I should rewind. Guy buys. He was just wanting to buy some like Blizzard memorabilia, presumably, and in that he bids. He wins the bid. He finds a copy of StarCraft's original source code, like
the master disc, basically.
One of the master discs, presumably. And he's just like, what am I going to do with it? Like, and some people wanted him to release it so that they could mod it and like make new games or like mod the current game, stuff like that. But eventually he just says like, I'm going to be a good guy about it
and return to Blizzard.
And this is not to say that like, I don't want to make him sound super altruistic, because the fact is like he posted about it online first, and then Blizzard's legal team was like, hey, that's kind of ours. It doesn't matter that you bought it from someone else. Like, this is kind of like, this is an IP.
Yeah.
Right.
And they did give him like BlizzCon tickets, and
they gave him BlizzCon tickets,
like $300 worth of Blizzard games and stuff, like every Blizzard game.
They gave him Overwatch and $250 worth of store credit first. Then they also sent him like Overwatch headphones, a nice new keyboard, a whole bunch of swag, like probably $500 worth of stuff, and his BlizzCon passes are going to be like essentially like VIP passes and stuff like that.
Yeah. No,
so I mean, they're treating him nice.
What I have to wonder though is that like the people who are asking him to release it though, like, keep in mind, StarCraft is an old game at this point, right? That they're remaking. But it's like, you know, how many glitches with like pathfinding with the AI and stuff you could fix? You could maybe, because like, you know, Brawl, like Super Mario Bros. Brawl.
Because fans give a shit. They'll fix all of those things.
Yeah, Brawl Plus is a more competitive version of Super Mario Bros. Brawl, right? Could you imagine if StarCraft was taken to the next level by the fans? Could you imagine that?
It would be the better game.
Yeah, it would be. So I guess that's why Blizzard needed to keep the source code.
Yeah, so it's a little unfortunate in that regard, but the guy did the right thing.
Yeah, he did.
And maybe Blizzard will figure out what it is that the fans want for StarCraft. That's a whole other discussion. But I thought it was just cool. And the thing is, this kind of stuff can keep on happening, because the fact is like this old source code, these kind of things, they're analog. You're always like, there's always a chance that you're gonna like, some guy just forgets about it, sells it, someone else picks it up, realizes what he has.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
But yeah, we've got to like talk about data rot and all that though, right? Like that's a real thing that's happening as well. Like apparently
it is. It's like, happening on DVDs mostly.
Yeah, like
right
like
now.
50 years from now, it's like the majority of DVDs will not be playable. Or same with CDs. So
the real question is, do you think that guy ripped the source code?
No, I don't think he did.
Would you have?
No,
I would have at least thought about it.
Well, I don't have the expertise to do it.
Just rip the source code?
Yeah,
you just take the data off.
No. Like I don't like, I would have it, but I don't know what I would do with it. You know, so
the only problem with it really is that like if you release it, it's like I wonder who did that.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but I mean, I would have at least thought about it. Anyways, yeah. That's pretty much what. Sorry about that tangent. I just thought it was cool.
Yep. We can talk about more. We can talk about it more like next episode, maybe something. Yeah.
And on that note, I guess we can end. May the 4th be with you.
Oh God!
No.
And if you're Catholic,
I refuse.
Then also with you.
Yeah.
Is that? That's pretty much it.
Yep.
Thanks a lot for listening to.
Sorry about the lost episode.
This episode that's actually going to come out.
It's going to come out.
Yeah. You say that now.
God wills it.
Okay. Do it.
It's coming out.
All right. Thanks for listening. This is Jay signing off.
Jessica signing off.
Bye, kids.